Hi again. Welcome to Lori Tries Life. This is the art edition, and I'm going to show you in the short time that I have been practicing watercolor and gouache just since July, so I shouldn't expect to be great, right? But yet, I'm so hard on myself. But I want to show you the paintings that I've done, which are ghastly, but if anybody out there knows painting or knows watercolor or just wants to look and say, hey, that's fine. If you want to give me advice, I would love it. I thought I'd start out by showing you what I have to work with. This was my first watercolor colors I bought at Walmart. The brand is called Hello Hobby, and it was a good little set, but I'll show you why you should try to get something more quality. I'll show you in my paintings. Okay, so had a lot of colors there. I like it. But the next thing I invested in, which I hate to open it, but is NEWBIE Gouache. Now, there's some people that love it. I had a hard time working with it, and I went to other established artists, that's gouache, and I just had trouble manipulating it. So that's when I kind of turned to watercolor, and I can still use gouache, but not to a great extent. It keeps popping off, and you don't want it to pop off, so I don't want to use this anymore, so I'm not. I've got a tiny thing of gouache that I am using. And then I got I think it's called Caran d'Ache watercolor crayons, which are so cool. I keep forgetting I have them because I first started using them, and then I got paints, but they're watercolor crayons that you can use with watercolor by itself, so they're expensive, I think, but these are little cheapies I bought, and they're fair. They're fair. The Mac Daddy of them all is supposedly, Newton. What is it? No, I'm forgetting it. Winston and Newton? I was going to say Benson and Hedges. My mom used to smoke those. Winston and Newton? Am I saying that right? Having a brain freeze. But I can't afford that because I got 2 tubes of the professional. Look how tiny they are. One was like 12 and one was like 6 on sale. Beep, beep, beep. Tiny. Okay. So I got this. I'm not sure where I got it. Online somewhere. A teacher told me to get it because it was on sale. And here's all the swatches. I do have a video, I think, yes, about swatching it. And they're pretty good. We've got some really neon stuff here. A few of the metallics are really good, but sometimes it's a little much. It's a little too bright. And of course you can temper that with how much water, but then if you get too much water and you still don't have the right color, so, but I do like that. It's called Mozart. Here I've got the Komorebi, which means sunlight shining through the leaves of the trees. Literally, that's what it means in Japan. So I always loved, I lay on my front yard. We have a little hill. It seems so big, but it's just a little slope, a little tiny slope. And I would lay there on my back, and like 4 o'clock maybe, the tree in our front yard, you could see the sunlight come through it and splinter, and that was just, it was such a, even like at 8, 7, 8, 9, I was so spiritual about that, and I would communicate with God and the tree. I think I was smarter at 8 than I am now. Okay, so this is pretty good. And then the paper I've been using is, you really need good paper. And it's out there. This is 110 pounds. You kind of want 140. 140 is the highest I've seen it. And I'll show you. There was a sale for 3 of these. So I'm going to show you. Please don't be harsh. Okay, this is just like my practice book. So my early colors, you know, they wanted me to just feel how the brush felt in the hand, and then I got bored and started to create characters. These are one of my first few ones, and I was really proud of it because I had just started. And it seemed like I'm regressing. I don't know how that got there. It's another one that was pretty good. This is something that fell off the rails. My odd looking birds. Some splatter effect I was trying to do. The neat thing that I like is taping the edges and then peeling it off after it's dry and done. The thing is, your tape will rip the paint. And so I got specifically artist tape that says will not pull residue from your paper. It pulled residue from my paper. The only way I know how to combat that is to, after it's all done and dry, is to put the hot hair dryer on the tape and let it melt a little bit, and then it'll come off easier. That was just trying to get the C effect, just practicing, and then I left it there. So that's not. And then you want to try to get a good wash, and that's a practice of trying to get a wash, which didn't go well, as you can see. But I am proud of a couple of those there. Then these little books are really neat because they are like very thick paper, 300 pounds, and this was just like a practice of what I wanted. I wanted like a dirt road going along here with some trees and a house. Wasn't sure what I'm going to put in the middle. That was just like a draft of something. And then just practicing new brushes that I got. Just practicing. And another little, okay, so this is what I mean about bad or cheap watercolor. I did some blending, and as you can see here, it's turning into, look, it's turning into little particles and it's flying away. That wasn't that like that. It was prettier, but it showed me that those original paints are not that good. Here's a little family. I got bored. Cliff and Muriel, Tic Tac, and Reuben. And then some bluebells that got dirty from other things that I tried to do. Still learning how to do my edges. Fat birds, flowers, fat birds, different ways. Some flowers. Some splatter that didn't really work great. Just some stuff. This is just practicing birds. Just practicing strokes with different brushes. And then this was practice for something I wanted to do as far as like a seascape. And how does the ocean come at you? Does it come sideways? So I'm just kind of practicing that. One final book. And this is a really good journal. It's 140 pound, cold press, and it's really good. This was my first one, just trying out the colors. Rose, more colors, more, la-di-da, just swatches. Now this I'm pretty proud of. This was one of the first paintings I ever did, and I think it's pretty good. And then I tried to do it again with the blue more presents, and then the little autumn leaves with the birch trees didn't go as well. I like this one. I was pretty pleased with that, and then everything from here kind of went to heck in a handbasket. Here's some mountains with trees, flowers, trying to do, which way is the ocean coming at you, and is it darker all the way at the horizon line, or is it darker when it comes to you? Just trying to figure out that stuff. And then these are brush pens that I got in July, and I've used every single one of them. I think there's like 50 some of them. They're pretty neat. They're brush markers, which I don't have at hand right now, but that's just a drawing I did with the markers. I like the little bird in there. Swatches from some cheaper paint. Just trying to do flowers, trying to do an ocean and walkway. More flowers. This is something I'm still working on, and then trying to do a different kind of mountain. Not working out real well. And then my loose leaf ones, and then I am done with showing you stuff. This is my very first gouache. Very first. Please note that. And then my loose leaf ones. My loose leaf ones that I'm trying to straighten out. A mountain scene that with a pond that I didn't quite get right, and it was just too much buildup. Too much. I couldn't save it. Different drying times. It dried too fast. It's hot in here, and I have a fan above, so if you're not working in the water with the water, it kind of can screw up. I don't know what this is. I had the idea of the trees with snow, but then I stopped. And I just put some trees in a little. It's all new, people. It's all new. Just a quick flower I did today. Blah, it's okay. Quick flowers I did today. And then my last one. What's the last one? Yeah. The one that I decided to sign and got the wrong date. So I had to put typing tape down there. And then look, my brand new art tape, ripped. So I'm kind of proud of this. Let's use my wand. I'm proud of the wash I got with the sky. And I'm proud of this area right here. I've got trees, an implication of trees really densely packed. And then alongside the lake line, I've got some trees. I've got a little boat that I outlined in black. I'm not really proud at my my hard edges here. And the fact that there's not really any shadows. And then this isn't properly drawn. But my boat is fairly properly drawn. But I had a more of a teal lake color here with, I accidentally got in some really vibrant blue that I tried to wash out, and it didn't do it. But what can I say? I've only been doing this since July. I've had some fun, some successes, lots of tries, and just having fun, It's really neat to do a painting and you get in this flow where you're not thinking of the day or yesterday or, what have you. You're just enjoying the moment. So one more thing. I did get, this is something that I could afford. Now this is a student grade Winsor Newton travel pocket set, and the top is somewhere on the floor, but it's got a top that covers this. You open it up, and here's your water. I've never used this, but there's a brush, and then I've used these. You got 2 mixing areas, 3 if you counted that, and then you've got your basic colors. So I can count on this. Those are the colors that you're going to get. So that's pretty affordable. And you don't need a whole bunch of colors, really, when you're starting out. At least, that's what they tell me. But you always want, don't we? So, anyway, that is my journey thus far into the field of watercolor and gouache. And if anybody would like to give me some tips or hints or help, I would love it. You really need to plan it. You need to get your colors already made up ahead of time. There's a lot that goes into it. They make it look so easy on these little tutorials. And sometimes it is. Sometimes I get lucky and I do really well. Other times I'm disappointed, but then I think, goodness gracious, I've only done it since July. So I am being kind to myself and taking time and just learning it because it's fun. So there you go. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to look at my little schoolwork. And I appreciate it. I really do. And if you have any questions, comments about the decks in the previous video or the art that you would like to comment or help or, what have you, leave a comment below. And Jimmy's really excited about his monster video we did the other day. So if you haven't seen that, take a look at that. He's really excited. He's cute. Okay. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.